So I'll have to let you guys know right out of the box that this video is going to be very haphazard, more hazard than hap. But this was my experience trying to set up some type of home lab. Now I do have mass storage. It's a TrueNAS. It's right there. It's been serving me well because I was only trying to do one thing with it. I was trying to set it up where I could have mass storage, a couple of large hard drives, and back my stuff up. Stuff like YouTube videos I'll have on the drive that's on my main computer, and then I will back that up to my mass storage, and that way hopefully I will, if something happens, I've got a backup. Now I should have something off site. Don't at me on that, okay? I don't yet. Not reliable, but that's a long way from now. In any case, we started setting this up, and right away I had some issues. Now you'll get a mixture of me talking to you like this and cutaways to some of the things I was doing. But basically, one of the things I was trying to do is I was trying to take a 4 terabyte hard drive that as my test subject to set this up because I didn't want to break down the NAS that I already have running. That didn't work out so well, that 4 terabyte drive. Now we did get it to show up. We had to buy a secondary card because I couldn't get the secondary SATAs to show up. So I actually got a PCIe card that would allow that, and it worked fine. Okay, so that was great, and everything went fine there, and I thought, oh, my troubles are over. Until a couple of things happened. First of all, I couldn't get it to show up on TrueNAS. Second of all, it just spun like crazy, and it was getting really, really warm to the touch. So while it's a brilliant idea of having those 2 bays from the side and then 2 bays from the front that I should be able to put 4 full-size hard drives, it might not work out in a practical plan, and yeah, we'll just have to see. One of the other issues, let's just cut away to a couple of those and then we'll come back. So there's definitely a challenge I am facing when I'm trying to plug in extra SATA into this Z440. And that is, it's just not seeing it. It didn't register. It's not registering at all. And these are secondary slots down here. Secondary SATA. They call them SSATA. So this should work because in the BIOS I've gone through and I've made sure that these are active. However, they're not working. So Amazon to the rescue. A little PCIe card. And we're going to take a first look at it here together. It'll come out of the bag. There we go. Simple little thing. Some extra slots. This should solve my problem, and I'll just plug it in, here, there, wherever. It doesn't matter. We'll get this plugged in. We'll get a couple of drives in here. This is reserved for 2 8 terabyte, which are coming over from the other server. I'm going to put one more 4 terabyte in here, so I'll have a pool of 4s, pool of 8s, and then I'll have 2 notebook drives up here that are 1 terabyte apiece. And we'll see how this goes. This is going to get proxmox on it, and then we'll go ahead and move TrueNAS over, and we'll put some other stuff on here like Home Assistant, and we'll just get a ripping and roaring and see how we do. But for the time being, yeah. And they sent me a disc. Isn't that cool? That is so cute. I don't think I'm going to need that. But anyway, let's do this. This goes in so super easy. Now we're just going to have to figure out, well, if when we hook everything up it works. But there it is, just that little card. Yep. 2 other things I thought of. One, these cables are going to get in the way of, that's a mighty fine space in there. Try to get a bunch of stuff and get my hand in. I got fat fingers. So I did it down here instead. And this only has 4 connections instead of 6. So I might leave out the small 2 notebook drives, or I don't know what I'm going to do. But definitely the 2 8 terabyte, that won't be a problem. And we'll see if we start seeing drives now. And lo and behold, it does show up, so we're good. We're going to be fine there. But it sucks that I couldn't get the secondary SATAs to work, but at least we've got this card. It was only 26 bucks on Amazon. It came overnight, and now we're going to have space for 4 more drives. 2 other little sneaky problems here. This 4 terabyte Western Digital, it just spins and spins and spins and gets really, really warm. It's an older drive, but it's on the way out, and I cannot use that in here. I just don't feel safe with it. And that little booger right there, after a while it just shuts off, and it makes me, I'm trying to configure things, and it just makes me think that everything's screwed up. and I can't connect to anything while I'm trying to download or configure. And so I've ordered a replacement card for that I will just slip into one of the slots down here, and that'll be fine. Yeah, at one point, does this stop becoming the original PC and become something else? I don't know, but we're going to keep at it. We're going to figure it out, and yeah, we'll get everything set up. Proxmox is going on here, Home Assistant, and TrueNAS is going to be taken from the other server onto here. So 2 8-terabyte drives will go in here. We'll put some additional drives in here, and we'll go with that. So we'll see what happens. Now, I did find a guinea pig, a 750 gig hard drive, just to test to see if I couldn't put TrueNAS on here, and I was able to do that, and I was able to get it to see this drive. However, I'm not completely sold on it, and I still might just stick to the other one. I don't know. I'm probably going to go ahead and combine this, but I was able to do some pretty cool things. Like I put a Docker container that has TwinGate on it, so I can access this from somewhere else. I'm not going to. I don't know enough about that to share details with that, because I don't know what you can and cannot expose that you might be able to get to my server, and I don't want that happening yet, or at all. But yeah, and a few other things I've been able to do, including some stuff on Home Assistant, which has been really, really cool. And I like it. So I'm still working on it. I'm almost done with it, but it's now getting to the part where I can wrap it up and call it pretty much completely done. And yeah, not bad. So after getting all of that squared away and all that straightened out, I've got my network running full time now. I don't have any problems with it dropping out, thank goodness. Now, and we've got a test subject of at least one hard drive as a test subject. I was able to get a couple things on here, and I was able to get a couple things set up, and I feel pretty good about it. We got Proxmox working, and it works very well. It's I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing a tutorial here on this. There's a lot of people that know a lot more about this than I do. I'm just trying to struggle. I am on the struggle bus to Proxmox. That's where I'm going. But I will tell you that even for somebody like me that is struggling through it, most of the documentation and most of the videos are very, very good. And this is a very intuitive piece of software, I guess you could say, and it's set up very well where even if you're fumbling around and messing up, you can correct a lot of your mistakes. And it really was easy to work with. I got a couple of virtual machines set up on here. One of them is for Home Assistant, which I was able to put a couple things on, and started buying a couple of like light switches and a few other things. I did notice that the light bulbs that I was already using, Govee, is not compatible with this. Now I think there is a set of Govee bulbs that are, but the ones I have are not compatible with Home Assistant. So I started ordering a couple other things, and lo and behold, that works. One word about that. The ones that I ordered are on the, I don't know, I don't think it's called a network, but there's a controller called Matter. Very easy to set up. I had to use my mobile, but I went and actually just scanned the QR code that came in the box with the switch, and it right away it popped up and said, do you want to add this to your network? And it was easy to configure. It asked me where it was and wanted to confirm what type of switch it was. And it really, really, I mean, it was that easy to set this up. So things like that, and I would say pretty intuitive on setting items up or getting new things added to your dashboard. That worked out pretty well. I did at one point try to customize my dashboard, messed it all up. So I just erased everything and went back and had it rediscover everything, and boom, I was right back in business. So when I tell you that you can undo mistakes, I really mean you can undo mistakes. I was able to go ahead and set up, to some extent, I believe I've got a Docker container set up in Ubuntu, so I can go ahead and I don't know for sure, but it looks like I can remote into my server now if I need to. I'm not sharing all of that on that because I don't know what's safe to share and what's not safe to share, but it is possible to do that where you can remote in. I'm using an app called TwinGate. There's a couple others out there that are very good. That was just the one that I was exposed to, and so I decided to try that. And I'm setting up TrueNAS. Now, I did find a guinea pig. It was a 750 gigabyte drive that I could see and I could test. I had to set up a pass-through so that TrueNAS would be able to see that drive, and it wouldn't be used by, say, proxmox or Home Assistant or anything like that. That took a little bit of configuring, and if you're inexperienced or have only a little bit of experience, that might give you a headache or two, but I got it to work, so I can't really complain. So is this the final product? Is this finished? Well, no, because the case is still open over there. It's still now. I don't know if I'm going to transfer my drives over, if I want to keep my network attached storage separate. The jury is still out on that. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to configure. If you guys have any suggestions, or if you're doing this yourself, or if you've set up a home lab, let me know down in the comments what was successful for you and what worked. But I will say that the venturing into this was pretty fun, and I'm still going to continue it. And I'm still going to buy bulbs and switches and things. I do have a security system that I need to tie into this. I do have some other things going on. And so I really, really look forward to that adventure. And it's forcing me, I don't want to say out of my comfort zone, but it's forcing me to relearn a few things and explore some other things. And I really, really do like that. That's really cool. So anyway, I know it's a weird video. It's a little bit, like I said, it's a hodgepodge type thing. It's a weird mess. Sorry about that. But if you got anything out of it, or you feel my pain, or if it's something that you're doing at home that you're also struggling with, throw a like on the video. Let me know what's going on. Let me know if you've successfully set up some kind of home lab. What's on yours? What did you use? What do you recommend for anybody else that might be watching this or reading the comments? What apps or what things do you recommend, or what process do you recommend to set this up so to make somebody else's life easier? If you got anything out, like I said, throw a like on it. Leave me some comments down. If you're not already subscribed, please do. I'd certainly appreciate that. Go hit up the rest of the socials, all that good stuff. I always ask you guys to do that. But the one thing I always ask you to do, even if you don't like, subscribe, or anything else, is just be good to each other. Smile, wave, hold the door open. Just be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be kind. And who knows? I might be somebody that's having a day like I was the other day, and I just need somebody to just smile. Sometimes it's all it takes. So, until I get something that I got no business getting into, sort of like more of this, or, you know what? The RTX 2070 has a USB-C connector on the back of it. Why? I'm trying to find that out. Anyway, until I get into more stuff like that, I'll see you later.